Hi, hello. Welcome to an episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is August the 4th, 2026. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Hopefully, the day was nice and it didn't bite. Hopefully, it treated you right. As for me, as for mine, it's been good. It's been a pretty solid day for what it was. Let's see. I will say I fell asleep last night at like 9:30, like on some head ass shit. I just it was a combination of tired, I've been feeling whatever, and I was just like, yeah, I'm in bed, lights are off, and like yeah, I know the TV's on, and I just conked out, just conked the fuck out. I woke up around maybe 3:30 in the morning, and just kind of knew I was gonna be stuck. So I got up for like a couple of hours, just kind of vegged in my chair, watched some like live stream stuff, yada yada yada. Actually, at one point, I watched a quick little documentary on the CIA in Pakistan and how they were like, essential in capturing Osama bin Laden. And it was like such a big fucking thing. And like seeing this with like the eyes that I have now, the brain that I have now, and like being like, okay, well, this is still a very interesting thing. But then like seeing the things that they're skimming over, the perspectives that they're kind of choosing to take, the narratives they're running with, it's like, oh, this is disgusting. This actually makes me dislike America even more. It was really weird, but hey, something to pass the time. I tried to go back to sleep. Didn't really work out, so I just kind of laid in bed for about an hour, and next thing you know, I'm up. It's time to start the day, and start the day we did. Got ourselves together. We got to work. Work was slow, definitely slow to start. One of the few times where I was able to start the day doing putbacks, which I was not stoked about, but we did it. And then, scampered back down, did some work with the cardboard for most of the day, went back upstairs towards like the afternoon, and then did more putbacks. Then once again, same routine, scampered back down, finished the day with the crusher. So overall, pretty textbook day. Didn't feel too bad in that regard, so that was nice. Um, Went to the gym after work. Gym was good. Busy Tuesday, but good. Post the gym, we went to the grocery store. Uh, solid grocery run. I will say I was pretty bummed out initially to see like all the chicken was gone, like the Tyson chicken that I usually get, which I'm not like ranting raving for Tyson chicken. It is what it is. But I was able to get pretty much comparable chicken. I just like went over and got the organic chicken, which was like actually not really overpriced. I was kind of surprised. I was like, hey, I'll take it. So yeah, got all my groceries. It was good. Hold on, let me drink some water. But then we came home, did some stretching. Finally, we're trying to get back in the habit of that. And after the stretch, had my snack. Did some research, so not too many stories for today, but we do a little quick little roundup and shoot them all down. I don't know, but yeah, let's go ahead and do our startup and let's get into the news. Mm. Do 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 do. All right. All right. From the BBC. Arrest in Egypt after people allegedly impersonate judges. Several people have been arrested in Egypt over an alleged plot by fake judges to defraud people of their money. Egypt's Ministry of Interior said the alleged scam involved fabricated scenes in court and impersonating a judge on social media. Apparently, they were using this whole judge persona, this online presence that they had generated to like convince people that they could get them like good I think housing kind of deals or something like that, government housing units, and also public services. So you're seeing the robes, you're seeing this whole procession online. You're thinking it's a whole real thing. Like maybe this is like a Judge Judy situation or Judge Matt, whatever. You're thinking this is like maybe the real McCoy. And so, I'm getting a line in here. Let me go ahead and pay up for it. Let me get in where I fit in. And next thing you know, you're not getting any kind of compensation. You're just getting sold up the river, bud. But let's see. The main suspects, an unemployed man and a student residing in Cairo and Giza, have been detained, the ministry said. Upon questioning, they confessed to forming a criminal gang, taking money from citizens, and falsely claiming they could allocate housing from government agencies, it added. They also are said to have admitted staging fake court scenes with the help of others. This to me was like the hardest part, I feel like, to pull off, and I'm not quite sure. I didn't really see like any videos on this. But I mean, I guess they had the means to get access to a courtroom, and I think that's something that definitely sells it. When you look at it maybe long enough, hard enough, and it doesn't look like a green screen, doesn't look like a fucking AI thing or whatever, you go, okay, and it lends to the credibility. Let's see. State-owned newspaper Al Haram said several suspects believed to have taken part in the plot were detained and referred for an expedited criminal trial. The plot reportedly came to light when authorities launched an investigation when a man claimed he had been defrauded by a man falsely presenting himself as a judge. The main suspect was then arrested, with police seizing a firearm, judicial sash, and identity cards bearing his fake judicial title, the paper said. So, yeah, I mean, he was fully committed to the bit. To me, it's crazy that they got the access and that, no one at any given time, either during them filming and setting this stuff up or after, like, potentially seeing this shit, like, or hearing about it, didn't do anything. Like, that to me is crazy that this went on, for the amount of time that it did. But, I can't look away from a good scam. So I was like, all right, yeah, let's put it on the board. Let's tack it on. But yeah, from a scam room, actually from courtroom to courtroom, I guess you could say, really. Let's see. We got to talk about Buc-ee's. This is a little bit local as well. From the Independent. Buc-ee's sues tiny Ohio mini Mart over its Beaver logo. Buc-ee's is suing a tiny mini Mart in Ohio over the latter's business's Beaver logo, becoming the latest target of the popular chain's lawsuit over logos. In its lawsuit, Buc-ee's argues that the smiling rodent cartoon logo and red branding used by Beaver's Mini Mart in Beaver Creek, Ohio, is too similar to its own. The lawsuit, which was filed on July 28th and obtained by the Independent, claims that customers could believe that the two businesses are linked because of the alleged similarities. I call bullshit on that. I think generally people who are looking at the two, that's why I was glad that the little picture I found for the thumbnail, you can at least see both of them. Like, they don't look like the same Beaver at all. It's just not the same thing. Like, you got this Buc-ee's thing and you got Beaver fucking Mini Mart, man. Like, it's not. Like, to me, it feels like they are trying to establish this trademark dominance of like the Beaver itself. And that to me is a crazy kind of like hubris. Like, I understand where you want to protect your brand or whatever. I get the idea of it, but also too that this is not the only one. The move is the latest in a series of filings by Buc-ee's against fellow brands featuring mascots. So like essentially they kind of come in to your area. They moved in from Texas, I think since like 2018 or whatever. And they go, okay, well, we're settled here now. People are eating our Buc-ee's nuggets. They're loving the Beaver. They're tonguing down all the brisket, brother. They fuck with us. And you know what? It's kind of crazy that you guys over there, Mickey's or whatever insert brand here that's getting sued, you're rocking the Beaver. That's so interesting because we've been rocking this Beaver since Jump, and like it just feels like you're infringing on us. And it's like, if maybe we were talking exactly a 1-to-1 thing, I could understand taking them to court and having like a leg to stand on here. But once again, kind of coming up from my shit at top, my thesis up top, is like it feels like they are trying to own the Beaver, like in entirety and perpetuity, forever and always. It's like y'all big, but y'all can't be that big. Bigger than the Beaver, y'all the Beaver. Come on now, that feels like a stretch. Vic Babarai, we're gonna say Vic Babarai, who has owned the store for around a decade, says that the store's logo has been used since it opened. He also told the Cincinnati Enquirer that other businesses in Beaver Creek, which is just an hour north of the Queen City, use a beaver as their logo. I don't know why they would sue a small. I don't know why they would sue a small business like mine. He said, "I have 2 kids, and this store is how I feed them." Vic's brother Harry told Dayton 24/7 now that the family is consulting with a lawyer. He also noted that the attention surrounding the lawsuit has increased the store's footfall, which with many visiting the shop to show support, which that's good. A bit of a silver lining in that regard. Granted, you got to fight for your fucking life legally. Speaking to the local outlet, one customer claimed the lawsuit amounted to picking on small businesses. It's just not right to begin with, the customer said. They've been around a lot longer than Buc-ee's has been here in Hooper Heights, so I don't understand. Let's see here. Skipping ahead a little bit. A GoFundMe campaign, which they do have a link in the article, has been launched to raise money for the small businesses' legal fees. The campaign page describes the business as a staple in Beaver Creek and a welcoming place for neighbors to gather. They do have a little picture of the little shop. It's nice. It's like a little convenience, kind of store situation. You go in, you get your little knickknack, get your little thing. It is crazy to say, well, it's like, well, you guys are selling like things. Like, it's kind of like you're cramping on our style. Once again, the Plymouth Buck landed on them. You know what I mean? Like the Beaver Nugget landed on their fucking lawn. Like that's not really fair, I feel like. And essentially you're just trying to say, well, since we're the bigger brand, you kind of should just bow out. It's like, no, man, that's crazy. And also to mention too, like the guy is saying, what Vic is saying, it's like, why are you just picking on us? And it seems like because you kind of know they can't fight it. Which is going to lead us to our last bit here. The federal lawsuit was filed just days after comedian John Oliver mocked Buc-ee's on July 26th, on the July 26th episode of his show, Last Week Tonight. Oliver accused the brand of outright bullying and claimed that the chain had filed frivolous trademark lawsuits. He also pointed out that the company had won many of its lawsuits since several defendants had decided to settle instead of prolonged, expensive legal fights. And that's probably because most just don't have the resources to fight a company this big, Oliver claimed. During the segment, Oliver unveiled a new merchandise line entitled Buck Off. The products, which include mugs, umbrellas, and clothing, all stamped with an image of the show's mascot, a squirrel named Mr. Nutterbutter. The project's proceeds will be donated to Hunger Free America. If any prominent gas station chain out there has an issue with our new logo and products and wants to get lawyers involved, then you know what? Bring it the fuck on, Oliver said. Which I do fuck with John Oliver. I think that's, awesome sentiment there. I do think the Buc-ee's is probably not going to take the bait on that because they really are just trying to, once again, secure this kind of local market. They want to suck it up. They're trying to do their Walmart shit. I will say another thing I guess I wanted to add on. This is a bit in the weeds to say, but local businesses have been rallying around Beaver's Mini Mart, which I think is really cool. I think it's really wholesome. They've also been kind of doing the same kind of thing as John Oliver. Also, like just people in general have been like posting like similar logos to kind of be like, Buc-ee, sing me. Are you gonna sing me now, Mr. Beaver, Mr. Okay, and that's cute. Nice little, angsty little protest there. But it's been interesting to be like people like with their noses up and they're just like, yeah, people are surprised that Buc-ee's is like this. They've been like this the whole time. Sorry, your beaver nugget turned down. It's like, okay, dude, yeah. Sorry, people were enjoying things, and it turns out, yeah, like it's a corporate fucking juggernaut and they suck ass. But But then also people are mad at people protesting it because with the logos they're using, they're essentially using AI in a lot of situations to make them. Now, I wouldn't say so in the John Oliver case. I don't know, whatever. But like, you can definitely see it's pretty obvious in some situations. And people are just oshkosh scoffing about it. And like, once again, I get it. AI fucking sucks. And yeah, I get it. Like, you know, you're trying to do your best to ethically consume in this really big, bad, spooky, evil world, and good luck with that. But that's just, I've been saying this on the podcast, like, there's just no ethical consumption under capitalism. I lean on that. It's maybe the one thing that a leftist has said to me, and I definitely highlighted and said, I'm gonna put that in my pocket, use that for later. And I've been cashing that in ever since. But look, man, I'm with you. I'm with Beaver's Mini Mart. I hope they come out on top here. I hope they can just at least at the very goddamn minimum just keep their business, because once again, I'm sure Buc-ee's in court can be like, all we're really asking is they just change the logo. It's just a very simple thing. It's like, it's probably not though, especially if we're talking a small business. Like, that's a whole ass overhead change. You gotta get new fucking signage, the whole thing. Like, it's not as easy as they're trying to make it seem. And plus, you should not have to. It is so fucking frivolous and stupid to have to go through this. So yeah, obviously, boo, tomato, tomato to Buc-ee's. And if you don't want to go to Buc-ee's, hey, by all means, I'm not yucking your yum. If that is your form of protest, fighting the power, awesome. Go nuts. But as for me, I still want to try that brisket. There's still a chance that I'm gonna go to Huber Heights and make that shit happen, and I will report back. And if you want to throw the tomatoes at me in my own goddamn town, well, then be my guest. That's how it works. That's how it works around these parts. I get it. All right. Anyway, let's move on. We have really one more story. I know I'm kind of milking the bits here, but let's go ahead and close out. And we have an update from Spokane, Washington. Spokane on fire, if you will. Yeah, got a bit of an update there. So yeah, let's go ahead and take our last break, and we'll close out with a suspect. Currently I'm getting an ad for a White Castle 10 for $8.99. That's a big. Oh, I would. If my caloric and fiscal budget was a little less tight, I would be. All right. Anyway, our last story is coming from, I believe, like a local, media outlet, whatever. I don't know. KREM, 2, Crim 2. Looks like a CBS subsidiary, maybe. Man in custody for allegedly starting Old Trails fire. Officials say a man was taken into custody for allegedly starting the Old Trails fire. According to a press conference at the Spokane County Public Safety Building on Monday evening, officials say they have arrested 37-year-old Aaron F. Farinacci in connection with starting the Old Trails fire. During a press conference, a judge signed the warrant for Farinacci's arrest for first-degree arson around 3 p.m. on Monday, and he was taken into custody around 5 p.m. with no incidents. He currently has a $1 million bond. Farinacci was in court on Tuesday afternoon, where a judge kept his bond at $1 million. The judge also ruled that Farinacci could not be in possession of any lighters, matches, torch, or other fire-starting devices in the event the bond was in fact posted. Officials said the investigation into Farinacci's arrest began on August 1st near the intersection of North Old Trails Road and West Euclid Road, just north of the city of Airway Heights, after concerned citizens notified authorities that they noticed a man who was bending down in the grass in the area around 12 p.m. Witnesses told officials that Farinacci looked nervous and later on saw smoke coming from the area where he was standing. Officials said the witness gave Airway Heights police a description of what Farinacci looked like. Officials say that during evacuations, police were trying to find Farinacci and located him 4 miles from where the fire started. Police say they let Farinacci go due to lack of evidence. During the press conference, officials say that DNR, crime check, and detectives developed probable cause to arrest him for arson. Officials say they found Farinacci in possession of waterproof matches and a butane lighter. He was arrested at his residence in the 2800 block of West Elliott Drive without incident. KRM or Crim 2 obtained court documents on Tuesday that detailed the investigation that led to the arrest of Farinacci. As it happens in so many critical cases, it was, I'm skipping that part, whatever, the little quotable from Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles, essentially just giving props to the citizens in the community. Fire officials say the Old Trails fire was started by a set of matches or a lighter. So definitely kind of seems to match up there with him, though, I mean, of course, it's all, alleged. We're in the speculation realm. My speculation hat is on. But a little bit of background on Farinacci. Prior court records show that Farinacci is a convicted felon in Arizona for manslaughter and aggravated assault after killing his own father in 2010 following an argument between the two over cleaning the dishes. Patricide, or whatever, killing your father over some fucking dishes, dude. You're breaking more than plates. That's crazy. I mean, look, I'm trying not to judge, but fuck. Let's see. Court documents show Farinacci was sentenced to 12 years, 732 days of credit for time served, and was released from prison in December of 2020 before being discharged from probation in December of 2024. He has no previous history of arson. Farinacci was also a resident in Spokane. This is an ongoing investigation at the time. Farinacci's first appearance is scheduled for Tuesday, August 4th. All right, so yeah, we're going to leave the story there for now, but this is definitely a big update. As for the other two fires and causes, stuff like that, no details. I will say, I think evacuations and whatnot have been going well. I haven't heard, knocking on wood still, no, casualties or anything like that, so that's great. Hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, I mean, definitely unfortunate that someone is out there saying, hey, I'm just going Firestar mode. And this seems like is this a lateral or an escalation? Because this guy is already is a felon for manslaughter. Is this a lateral move or is this an escalation saying, hey, I want to start a fire that engulfs and maybe potentially kills a bunch of people? It for sure will destroy a bunch of property. I don't know. That's something to think about. It's definitely above my pay grade, but it is giving true crime win, true crime now. TCC hashtag TCC community, or is it true crime community TCC? I don't know. I'm still kind of stuck on that for some reason. Anyway, that's it. That's all I have. That is the episode for today. If you'd like to help out support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Become a newsie today. Feel free to send me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube. Follow on TikTok. Follow on Spotify. Follow on Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to listen. Leave a like. Leave a cool comment. Sharing is always caring. All the stars are appreciated on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, but if you don't do any of that, that's okay. I just appreciate that. Yeah, you took some time out of your day, out of your night, to just listen to me yap. I think it's pretty cool, and hopefully, we'll do it again sometime. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend, and hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.